Oh man. I feel like I just watched like a 2-hour advertisement. This movie. Space Jam, New Legacy. Positive things aside first. This isn't gonna be a long review, but I liked the first hour of the movie. And LeBron James' acting wasn't as bad as I thought it would be. It was actually pretty good. You just gotta suspend your disbelief. But there's so much, there's just so much Warner Brother advertisements in this, and it was so distracting. Like, distracting to the actual movie. Because there's so much stuff in the background, and you want to pause it and be like, oh, there's that. So, like, for argument's sake, like, Superman is in this. That's all I'm gonna say. The Justice League is in this for, like, just a couple of seconds, like, as a, like, you know, a little joke. Nothing too big, but, like, it's really distracting. It made no sense at all why it was in the movie. There's a poster, when they're driving around, there's posters of the Joker, The Matrix, Game of Thrones, Scooby-Doo, Tom and Jerry. And then when they introduced the Looney Tunes, which I liked, but when they introduced the Looney Tunes, they put them in a scene with, you know, Mad Max, which is obviously not a kid movie, but it's a Warner Bros. Movie, so there's a reference there, obviously. And there's just so much of that stuff going on, and, like, each character is thrown into a different scene. Like, there's the Matrix, and there's just so much of it. And then when LeBron James gets shot out into Toon World, there's all these universes that he's flying by. And there's a Matrix universe, the Game of Thrones. Like, it's just so distracting. It was cool to see at the beginning. I was like, oh, there's a couple little cool references. But it's like that for the whole goddamn movie. The whole 2-hour runtime. If it was like 10-15 minutes of references, I would have been fine with it. But, like, it's the whole movie. Like, the whole movie feels like an advertisement, and it just takes away from, like, the heart and soul of the movie and the actual story of it. Because when you get down to it, the story's basic like the first one, but it still had a bit of heart to it. You could tell what the movie was trying to be. It wasn't trying to be serious. It was trying to be a nice little fun kid movie to watch. But it was just all the advertisements and all the Easter eggs and all that. Like, it just got so annoying after a while. Kind of ruined the movie for me a bit. But the last, like, the game that they have at the end is supposed to be all about basketball, but you just can't stop, like, you can't help to not focus on the crowd, because the crowd is Pennywise, and there's a bunch of stunt doubles dressed up as, you know, different characters from different movies. So you're sitting there and you're looking at all of them, and you're not paying attention to the game. Meanwhile, the game is not a normal game of basketball, so his son makes a video game. So basically there could be, like, someone scores a basket and it could be worth, like, 500 points. And it's, like, not a normal game of basketball. So it kind of wasn't even that. It was all right to watch. It had, like, kind of like an arcadey feel to it, which was kind of cool, like the first one did. But, like, it wasn't like a normal game of basketball. It was like, you know, you shoot from the three and you get, like, 400 points or something. I don't know. But, all the characters and advertisements are so distracting, man. Like, there's just so many of them. But on the bright side, I could tell this movie wanted just to give people a good time. It wasn't trying to be too dramatic. It wasn't trying to be too serious. It knew what it wanted to be. And I think if maybe they didn't have so much Warner Brother properties flying around in the background, maybe, like, at the beginning of the video, it said, like, maybe, like, 10-15 minutes, but, like, that's about it. Like, that in itself is still too long. But, if they didn't do it like they did, I think the movie would have benefited from the plot a lot better, because you wouldn't have been distracted. And then the plot kind of gets screwed up near the end anyway, and it kind of just, the whole bond with him and his son, it doesn't come back until the end of the movie, so it's just kind of like, whatever anyway. So, in the long run, I guess it doesn't really matter, because they kind of screwed up the story at the end, but whatever. But, Obviously, nowhere near as good as the first one. The first one's a classic. I obviously had that on VHS. But, yeah, this movie was kind of tough to sit through after the first hour. The first hour, though, I actually enjoyed it a lot. The beginning was not bad. And there wasn't any advertisements or any of that crap. There was a couple here and there, but nothing as bad as when you get... As soon as he meets Bugs Bunny, it just goes off from there. It's like, I swear to God, it's like a half hour. It felt like a half hour montage of just, like, random shit. Like, it was nuts. It didn't seem to stop. And the fact that they even actually put Batman and Superman and Justice League in this, like, the guy at Warner Brothers, you own Justice League. We all know that. Zack Snyder knows that. But, fortunately, I think I'm going to give this like a 5 out of 10. Like I said, I like the first hour, but... And the animations are really, really good. Obviously, this movie looks... Like, the movie looks awesome. All the special effects are amazing. Like, how they do the CGI and everything. And what the Toon Squad looks like. How all the characters look like. When LeBron James gets shot out into Toon World. He's actually there for a while, so he's animated for a decent amount of the movie, not real life. And that was pretty cool to see. And the animation was really, 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 really well done. That I had, like, my jaw was dropping, not because of the movie and everything. Well, it was because of the animation of the movie, not the plot. But yeah, this movie looks really, really good. But anyways, 4 out of 10. Unfortunately, I hope I liked it a bit more, but all those cameos and references, advertisements just ruined it for me. I don't know about you guys, but it definitely ruined the experience. Your kids aren't gonna... There's gonna be a lot of stuff in here the kids aren't gonna understand. Especially Mad Max. Like, it's insane. And there's a lot of adult jokes in here the kids aren't gonna understand. I found myself laughing quite a bit. But it was kind of a slog to get through. And I was actually really looking forward to the big game at the end. I thought it was going to be a normal game of basketball, but, you know, it wasn't. But whatever. If basketball was like that in real life, I don't think anyone would watch it. It'd be so boring. But it had that arcadey feel to it. Like I said, his son made a video game, so it had to... Whatever his son put in that video game, it had to replicate in real life. So that's why every 3-pointer is like 400, 500 points. But it gets ridiculous. But anyways, 4 out of 10. That's the review.